Right, we're back. Let's get on with industrial. I should have the telegraph soon, which is necessary for telephones, which is necessary for management, which is necessary for mandatory education. And then I can build elementary school, so I finally don't need to do that whole song, dance, and charade that the Lyceum needs. Oh, and I'm waiting around for a garrison to come in and deal with that. Well, a garrison musketman to deal with that. Well, deal with defending the city. So I can finally take down those musketeers with my actual army stack. Okay. Right, and with antibiotics, that means I can start building industrial farms everywhere, which can bypass a lot of things. It's great. Right, this, and then this, and the Mathematics Academy will be saved. Where I can get Arxiv. Maybe the news as well. It depends. I can actually build stuff here now. Neat. It's no longer, how should I put this? Out of bounds of any city's territory. Alright, now sit around and wait for when I bother to build another city settlement combination. Build the insane asylum first. You will wait here until later. I will have need of you, but not yet. Okay, industrial farms, skyscraper, insane asylum, biomass power plant, bricks, candles, tannin, warehouse, shipping warehouse, leather. Modern offices so I can construct the construction firm. Hydropower plant for the power, then industrial farms. Then a coal power plant, industrial park, insane asylum, biomass, and hydrogen, and funerals. I probably should have done the fuel servers. And then the shipping warehouses. There's also a great person coming soon, almost certainly a great engineer, but, well, I could lose a coin flip and get someone else. If that happens, it's probably a scientist, but again, there's a more than 4 chance of it being something else entirely. If that's the case, it's probably an artist. Ah, you're here now. Excellent. Now, deal with those barbs before they cause any further trouble. Okay. Industrial farms. Yep, okay. Skyscraper. Industrial park. These three. And this, and then this, and this, and make the modern offices. Yep. Oh, hey, oil refinery. Which is more efficient than the industrial farms, production-wise, so I'll pull that first. Here's you, and then these two. Oh. City council, I guess. Then this, and this. Yeah, money for the Golden Gate Bridge. Bridge. Sadly, I cannot attack multiple times a turn, so... Getting there remaining defended is, not currently possible. Sadly. I wish that were the case, but... Not something I can really do anything about. Alright, just keep finishing up the railroads. There goes the Warlord Corporal. Oh, I should have paid attention. It was only a minor loss, though. I can still do the conquest without that many problems, hopefully. Yeah, I do actually need to be careful about defensive stats. Oh wait, faked his death. Okay. So I still have the Warlord Corporal, just somewhere else. Right? Escaped to the Tomb of Cyrus. Okay. Neat. Might take some time, though. Or did I just generate a great general out of that? Because it looked like that was a great general. Yep, just converted to a great general. Jeez, the sheer amount of XP you have. Yeah, okay, so I still lost the Warlord Corporal. It no longer has its promotions, but I do get a great person out of it. Which I will use in order to make that ridiculous hunter even more ridiculous.
What hath God wrought?
No point building the telegraph station. It's going to be... That's done. Huh. It's going to be practically... Okay, that's done. It's going to be practically immediately overshadowed by the telephone network. Yep, so just immediate replacement for the telegraph station. It does increase maintenance, but it will get be even more trade routes, plus, you know, science, culture, and gold percentage. I already have the copper wires anyway, so... There we go. Heroic 1. And I can't do Heroic 2 because why not? Force movement, adherent. Can't actually get the next level. Wow, okay. Genuinely surprised that was enough to fill in all the promotion slots. Ooh, that's a new tile. Okay. Jade as well. Right, industrial farms. And this. Ignore the telegraph station. Ignore it, ignore it, ignore it. Don't bother building it. It'll get overshadowed in 10 turns by the telephone network. University, though. Although... Industrial farms and the coal power plant first. You, and you, and you, and you. I think I should wait until later for the rest, though, because electricity unlocks more factories. Right, I had forgotten about that. It's been a little while since the last time I played. Most of a week. I have slowed down pace of recording slightly in order to ensure I don't overdo it. Though I must wonder sometimes. Not important. Let's see here. This, and this. We need the modern offices so I can get to work on that construction firm, which will give +8 production. It's not a lot. It's only like 5% increase. Even Zua. Bit weird not having a birth and death date. I'm still a long way from personal computers, so Academy it is. Quarry, 14 production. Neat. Okay, industrial farms, and then these two. Oh, and definitely the modern offices, so the construction firm can be built. I mean, it's going to be replaced. Thought it would be replaced at some point, but I guess not. What's the ball tower? Globalization. That's atomic. That's long enough away that I'm not willing to do that. Wait for that. And again, isn't Arxiv information error? I'm still waiting. Well, it's just one production compared to a production percentage. Okay, just a little while longer and I can plant a city there. It is increasingly starting to look like I will end up finishing off Persia before I can settle that city. Requires quarry. Sure. Oh, I think that's no longer a young forest, so I should go ahead and build a lumber mill there. Yep, okay. Finally. Probably been waiting for that one for a while. Okay, so what now? Oh, mammoth. Okay. Skyscraper, industrial park. Yep, and there. Oh, still need to do the requirement for the construction firm. And it sounds like an animal attacked. I mean, that's a probable thing. No, just an ambusher. We lost against a doctor. This is outside of cultural. I feel like I've checked this before. Industrial farms, skyscraper. Yep. And of course, I am fully aware that effects on my budget are going to happen from all these production increase in buildings because they don't produce gold, or at least not that much gold, and some of them consume it and all that nonsense. So there will be side effects, is what I'm saying. And you'll see that number, that green number up in the corner, wobble a bit, especially since the insane asylum. Of course. There we go. Okay, you need to set up your production queue. Ancient customs are, well, highly important, so. If I can get one production in like 200, less than 200 turns, yeah, that goes first. These go first. There we go. Anything more, yeah. Then there are problems. I don't know about the factory. I don't know enough to be sure, so. But Persia's out of the game now. It's gonna take a lot longer for Persepolis to, well, maybe not a lot longer. a bit longer for Persepolis to calm down, so. Ah, silence. She always imagined their voices entangled somewhere in the wires when they spoke, caught up in a grid she didn't fully understand, passing back and forth. Once the calls were disconnected, she imagined the echoes of old conversations would be trapped there, floating back and forth with no exit, like ghosts. Yeah, this is where I can get a lot of cash. Plus new housing types to get me even more production. Of course, they require a telephone network, but telephone network is easy to provide. Let's give you first strike immunity. That's always fun. Oh, you finally built that. Okay, good. The university. I mean, it makes sense to do so, but still. It's nice when it actually happens. How much? Okay, it's gonna take at most 8 more turns. And wait around for a bit. I'll put you to use again later. Oops, sorry. Oh, and this tile's open too. Not that bad. And either I can wait for a forest to set itself up, or just build a factory. Yeah. The solution is, well, I'd rather do the factory. Ah, okay, that's fine. Industrial farms, construction firm, this and then the telephone network. I don't trust that +3. I don't believe it. I think it's lying. Ooh, okay, so actually having vulcanized rubber is a good idea. I should at least ensure that every one of these things I have at least one of available, just so that I know for a fact that it's there. Because if it's there, that means I can, well, put it to use somehow. What was that flaming noise? Oh. The heck just happened? I can't believe I did that. Apparently the hunter was good enough to just take that city down, no problem at all. which is genuinely impressive. Oh, what now? Okay, construction firm and probably some other buildings too. Yes, like the industrial farm. Yeah, that plus 1% gold does not make up for the, and 2 traders does not make up for the plus 5% maintenance. Although, the industrial farms definitely make up for everything else. Fairly easily. Because it's just the industrial farms, that's how they are. A merger building of everything else usually is ludicrously powerful. Okay, now I need to figure out a way to get you back to here. Okay, try going that way. I'm trying to get you back to here. That won't be easy. But it is, I believe, achievable? Maybe? Possibly? Perhaps. Oh yeah, these borders aren't actually within my city, any city influences, so the most I can do is just road. Of course I want to build a city on the ruins. That's the perfect location to build a city. Okay. Because I still can't build a city on peat. Don't ask me why I can't, but that's just how it is. I don't need to worry about deer. Okay, I just want to double check. Fur farm, fur farm, fur farm. No. It's military standard canines here. Fine. Okay. Not mine. That's stone. It's a bit odd to have stone as a strategic resource that appears on a mountain, but I guess the best way to think of it is just very high quality stone. Like, perfect for building. I don't think there's any more entomology labs that need to be built. No. Not in Mononesia, anyway. It's still quite true in Neonesia, which is still working, for the most part, on its productive sector before it can swap to science, which... Well, I've been doing a lot in the productive sector. Okay, hide away. Hopefully, you will no longer be bothered by the bar borders. I was expecting to just randomly walk into a city and raise it. That was not the plan. Not for me, anyway. Okay, coal plant first. Then the industrial farms. Okay, industrial park. Insane asylum, biomass. And I'll wait until the other factories come up, especially since the telephone network actually needs electricity. For some reason, the telegraph network doesn't. I actually don't know enough about telegraphs in order to state whether that's weird or not, but it just seems odd to me. So I'll leave it at that. Ooh, kangaroo boxing. I don't need to build a kangaroo herd now I think about it, so... So strange to see it raised up like that, but I guess it's the Aurora's doing. Nothing can be built here until refrigeration gets researched. And these aren't within city borders. Notice that. Let's railroad those. When are you gonna walk there? I already have a papyrus plantation there, so I don't need another one. I'll just continue railroading up the space. Mammoth camp, okay. That, that, that. This, that, that. And you. Okay. That's another SD's production queue for a while, because I don't really need to actually build the elementary school and stuff until I've done with the production stuff. Not again. At least this one's close enough to be reasonable. I guess that first strike immunity turned into an archer killer. Because that's effectively what it's doing while it walks around. It's gonna be a while before Gondar is done building up not construction, production. Fine. Mammoth camp. Sane asylum, telephone network. Fine, city council first. And modern offices. Alright, here comes management. Michael, we don't have a lot of time on this earth. We weren't meant to spend it this way. Human beings were not meant to sit in little cubicles, staring at computer screens all day, filling out useless forms and listening to 8 different bosses drone on about mission statements. Ooh, the assembly plant. It's like yet another factory. I'm assuming that's workforce. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's why I don't do the fourth thing, because this happens. No, no, not again. Does that mean I'll occupy Jute without actually... Yeah, that's probably not good. This was not how I wanted to get this city. Fine. I can leave the city undefended for a while, I think. Hopefully. Okay, the mining camp is required. Oh, there we go. You know what? Just head to. Okay, the mining camp is just too important to ignore. So that's happening first and foremost. Okay, yeah, that plus 60%. Cannot say no to that. Not entirely sure what to do after. Oh, this is Honolulu. Okay. Yeah, let's set up another city. So, we of course need a giraffe dragoon. Right. Okay, so musket man is over here. And there's the pioneer. Assembly plant for 134 production. Okay. There. And then modern offices. Do I need a boxing kangaroo somewhere? At least not here, I don't think. Not in more than northern Mononesia. Maybe southern? Okay. It's a little longer, and then the city won't be completely undefended anymore. Yeah, generally, it's a good idea to ensure that your tiles are defended. Well, not tiles, cities are defended. It is fairly obvious as to why this is the case. Okay, the city's already powered, which means I can do some fun stuff with. Yes. Almost 100 production in just 11 turns. Yeah. 50 production in just 19. 33 in 15. It's after that where it starts to get a little trickier. But the hydropat's still fairly good. Well, not as good as the cottage industry, admittedly. So. Anything more with ridiculous? Not really. So hydroplant it is. I can figure out more details later. Okay, I should be able to get compulsory education. Yeah, it should be less than 10 minutes. I certainly hope it's less than 10 minutes. Though I may end up spending the rest of the hour figuring out what to do next. Because that's always has so many layers of, wow. Okay, the assembly plant's over there. It feels like it should be more expensive with how much it does, but it isn't. Okay, Mammoth Camp, Skyscraper, Industrial Park. U3, and then U, and I think this one, yeah, it still needs some modern offices. I'm not particularly willing to go through the calculation necessary on opportunity cost of construction firm and all that. So I'll just do the modern offices at the end. It's easier that way. I don't need perfect efficiency, especially considering where I'm sitting. It is entirely unnecessary. Oh yeah, we're on turn 5,300. Ah, time for another one of those rankings. Man, I can't wait to be the only civ. Okay. Snake Pit. I don't think any of these cities needs an entomology lab, but it pays to be sure. I've already checked that continent. There aren't any more fur farms or whatnot needed. Okay, the modern offices are constructed, but I'm sure you can build the assembly plant, correct? Yes. 447 production. Ah, the ridiculous numbers are always fun. Okay, these three. I'm not sure why the lever factory wasn't built. But I can leave that be for now. Because I will probably want to build the elementary school after the production queue is done. It just makes sense. Safety production. No, there's no way you built the modern offices. Right, defend the city. No, not the stationery store. That is both unusual and unsurprising. Because usually it's the forge, which I am very easily annoyed by. How flammable it tends to be. Because, wow, that thing tends to be flammable. It goes up in flames very, very often, is what I'm saying.
Rarely is the question asked, is our children learning?
uh... Okay, I do need to adjust things. Let's see. Compulsory education. I am going to mourn the loss of the 3 free specialists and the apprentice workshop, but I will get faster construction of elementary schools and universities, which I greatly enjoy. And let's codify the language. It removes maintenance costs and gives me even more money, science, and culture. I'm genuinely surprised, though, that this does not actually cause any revolution turns. Neat. Right, what now? Theoretically I can do bicycles. It's a bit odd, but the bicycle shop gives +3 production. Sure, why not? Barbed wire isn't very helpful. Lawn sports is a bunch of sports. The meteorology lab might be interesting. And I know I'm avoiding military science. It's because I don't find it useful for much. In theory, I can do incandescent lighting, traffic signals, but it would be faster to get the bicycle shop and more valuable, really. On the other hand, Edison's workshop. Okay, refrigeration. Okay, let's just do incandescent lighting after, and then motorized transport so I can get the Golden Gate Bridge. Sure. Plus agencies. And asphalt roads too, that also is one. Motorsports seems like a bit much though. Yeah, mass transit. More production, sure. Oh, right, I would actually need... So motorized transport already needs bicycles. I also would need combustion and polymerization. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Plus, polymerization unlocks me synthetic rubber. Which would be a lot nicer if it weren't for the fact that, well, I already have natural rubber. Yeah, there's the elementary school. It gives +1 production. It's actually not bad. Structure firm, Mammoth Camp, Metropolitan Administration, you and you and you and you. Okay, I already know for a fact. Yeah. The fox dance doesn't even matter in the first place. Do I sit around and wait for bicycles? You know what? Sure. I don't plan on recording much for this weekend. Oh, yeah, I lost all of those apprentice workshops. So it should be fine if I push the boundary a bit. Although then again, I do that all the time, don't I? I planted that young forest ages ago. I need to replace the forest here. Okay, assembly plant, which means the construction firm is also incredibly good. It's a nice little increase to science. Okay, the question is, hunting preserve? No. Yeah, no. It's farm. The answer is farm. I mean, admittedly, I've been averaging worse than 1 minute per turn. So I'm leery about the amount of time I take. Okay, so you already have electricity because, yeah, you're on Neonesia. Okay, the industrial farms give plus 50 production in 30 turns. Can I do better? Not from the foundry. The assembly plant though? Absolutely. The oil refinery, no, it's... I don't think I can... Yeah, it's not outcompeting even the hydro plant. The university also can't do that well. I can figure it out later. It's still gonna take 50 turns, which is multiple new techs. Yeah, I'm at the point where I am researching new production buildings faster than I can build them in a lot of cities. Which I don't have that much of a problem with, but it could bring up potential issues down the line. They're busy making a railway, so probably, maybe. I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I'm sure it's alright. I am, however, not sitting around for that, yeah, great person. Yeah, the 2 in 3 chance of being a great engineer or a great scientist. I mean, it really doesn't matter much, because either way, I'm just gonna get the great specialist. Since that's the best long-term choice. It always is. Oh, wow, you actually made it over here? Discovered just source of... That's not what I clicked. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Let's click the enter button and move on. Okay, assembly plant, industrial farms. Okay, the cottage industry. Yeah, if the cottage industry appears, built up. I can figure out further details later. Of course. Oftentimes it ends up taking too much time to do much else. Okay, build a young forest first. I'm not sure if I can do that and then build a lumber mill. I certainly hope so. I mean, prime timber should be enough for the lumber mill. Because it doesn't usually do exclusion, just inclusion. You need to have this, this, or this in order for it to work. Okay, assembly plant, construction firm, IQ testing center, business school, elementary school. Just sit around here and wait. Okay, something I've been wondering. Okay, so I can lose a bunch of commerce to get an almost equivalent amount of production. Fine, it's worth it. Yeah, just keep increasing that withdrawal chance in case it does anything stupid. Because if it picks a fight it cannot win, then having a high withdrawal chance, at least it raises the possibility that I keep the unit. Because regardless of what happens, hunters are insane at collecting XP.
The bicycle is a curious vehicle. Its passenger is its engine.
Yep. And yeah, it makes them actually one of the most interesting vehicles out there. Not very much. Yeah, I'll stop it here. Don't want to overdo it. Yeah, I didn't realize this, but management has the assembly plant, so it was actually an amazing idea to grab this anyway. To get management. So that's nice. So I've already grabbed bicycles because +3 production +1 go. Why not? Traffic signals. I'm going to grab incandescent flying for traffic signals. And well, there's plenty of production buildings in mass transit, so that's what I'm going for next. After that, it's going to become trickier and trickier to figure out which text to grab, but thankfully, 5 texts should be long enough to, for the next session. Like, I don't know, maybe meteorology? I mean, why don't we make the plantations more powerful? Not plantations. Pastures more powerful, even if not by much. And then refrigeration would allow me to start planting factories on ice. I think. At the very least, it would give me a lot of food buildings to work with. But I'm definitely more than, I would say, I think I'm more than halfway through. After all, I did just grab one of the texts that are mandatory to reach atomic lifestyle. I mean, that was also antibiotics. But I still need mass transit, women's suffrage, and refrigeration. And of course, radio, which does require team sports. Wait, I do have team sports already done. Yeah, almost certainly. I mean, yeah, lawn sports. Team sports is here. Yep, right there. So, I mean, of course, I'm not going to beeline because I do have, well, the setting that makes it tough to beeline because it raises up the cost of all text behind you. I'm pretty sure Sikhism is pretty expensive here. It's on 606,000. Although bear in mind this is probably influenced by my own tack, personality traits. Maybe not. Yeah, okay. Speed is affected, but not actual quantity of science required. Still, that does feel pretty high. And if I look at representative democracy, yeah, that's the factor going in. Of course, if you go back far enough, there's still a level of it, but not as much. I think it only applies once you're out of the era. Oh, and the other civs have been... Oh, okay. I say other civs, but it's really the Sioux have been picking up the other religion texts. And Persia's gone now, so yeah. I could start filling in the rest of this portion of Neo-Nesia at my leisure. And probably also this. Oh, and my hunter captured this city for me and burned down the one that was here. So, yeah. I'm not sure. I doubt Nandwa is going to fall to the hunter, but it's actually insane what has been happening. But yes, now that Perch is under control, I should be bothered less by diplomatic stuff, at least a little bit, and lag should reduce slightly. Because there's no longer an AI making the decisions. I mean, then I have to start making decisions, but that's not important. Hattusa's probably next. I'm going to leave Sue for last because, well, they're on an island. And that's always a bit painful to deal with. When it comes to, invasions and all that. Especially since I don't know everything that goes on in there. At the very least, I'm going to take things slow and steady. I want to have at least most of this under my control. Most of Mononesia under my control, at least the parts close to Sue. And then I have to start handling the stuff around here. In the, well, the South Pole lands. As well as this random one-tile island that I have to settle, otherwise, well, something's going to happen. I'm not sure what. It might just end up being hundreds of animals spawning on the tile and never leaving. Which is probably going to cause some issues. So, it is important to deal with. Besides, I also know there's a ton of animals here that I have to work on getting through. At the very least, it's obvious this is the spot for the city. That way I can, with quotes, exploit all the terrain here. And by exploit, I mean build factories in every single tile because nothing else works, except maybe mines on the hills. It's a similar story over here. This is the single best spot. It does leave out two, but everything else, yeah, I can take advantage of this tile, which is a natural wonder for sure. I forgot what exactly it was. Was that a crater? This one's a bit trickier. I'm probably going to plop a city here. Then either here or here, and then another one down here. Around here. And I'm not even 100% certain about in here. There might be a spot where it would be reasonable to place a city, but I doubt it. Beyond that, that's all. Well, all the rest of the land is in Mononesia. Outside of those areas that I just indicated, I've either colonized it all because it's in my home continental grouping, I guess, or it's Mononesia, or it's Sue's Island, which I'm probably gonna end up calling Sunesia, because why not? And there's still quite a bit of stuff that I need to fill in. Like I'm probably going to plop a city somewhere in here just to ensure that all the terrain gets exploited. And then there's the stuff over here and all that. And while these fortifications are nice for getting something set up with vision, it's still the issue that there are barbs wandering about, which can cause problems. Either way, I've gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.